In today's world, it is so important to know the art of dining. Why is it so important to know the art of dining? Well, because the way you dine on a dining table or the way you present yourself while a feast speaks volumes about your personality and about the way you carry yourself. So, today we're going to see a few tips to maintain while dining. And why is it so important again? That's because when you go out for a business meeting, for a business lunch or business dinner, or if you go out with your friends, let's say for lunch, dinner, or let's say you just go out for drinks, you want to appear as the most sophisticated person who has all the knowledge of dining. You want to appear as a person who knows what he or she is doing and, of course, knows the art of dining. So, the first thing you got to keep in mind is that if you are the host, you got to pay attention to your guest. You got to make sure that your guest is well served, your guest is eating properly, your guest is enjoying his or her time. You need to make sure that the guest is a part of the setup that you have laid for them to enjoy. And if you are the guest, you need to make sure that you don't make the host feel uncomfortable. You need to make sure that you put forth anything that is disturbing you or anything that you would expect as per your specification. Because remember, the guest has an upper hand with the host over here because the guest can demand, right? So just make sure that whether you're the host or the guest, you focus on each other irrespective of what role you are playing. Second, very important point is that when you're dining, you need to make sure that you do not speak while you are chewing. By that I mean that you need to chew with your mouth closed and not speak while you are chewing. A lot of people have this habit of being excited and sharing a lot of details, especially when they have food in their mouth and they're chewing. And that comes off as very unsophisticated. And I'm sure none of us want to appear unsophisticated in a business meeting or in a social setup. Therefore, when you have food in your mouth, chew your food, enjoy your meal, just enjoy and cherish what you're eating. Then you can talk whatever you want to. That can wait, right? But do not chew and talk at the same time. One, it could be just it could lead to some health issues at times when you're going to swallow and you're talking at the same time. But two, and very important, is that it, as I said initially, it speaks volumes about your personality, right? So don't chew and talk simultaneously. Do it irrespective of each other, right? The third very important point over here that I'm going to talk about is that when you're with your plate in your hand or when you're with any cutlery, even if it's soup or even if it's anything you're having, if it's salad or if it's soup or if it's the main course or it's the dessert, just remember one thing: take the food towards your face. Do not take your face into the food. Well, that is again something that talks volumes, right? Because a lot of people who are foodies, who call themselves as food enthusiasts, well, they have a habit of completely getting into the meal. And that is something that we need to avoid. The art of dining, as I said, is where we take the food to our mouths. We take the food towards our face and then we feed ourselves. We don't take our face to the food and get into the food completely, right? That's one very important thing we need to remember while we are dining with corporates, business associates, friends, or even if you're dining alone. You got to make sure of all these things because people, when they're alone, they say, no one's looking at me. I can do whatever I feel like. Honestly speaking, no. You got to follow the etiquette in order to maintain some hygiene and maintain some sophistication for your own good, right? The next point is that you need to have some decency and some etiquette where you say thank you, and you always make sure that you thank the guest for coming, and the guest thanks the host for the invitation. Saying a thank you is very important at the end and at the beginning of each meeting. Well, it's very important as it's a golden word. You got to make sure that thank you, please, excuse me, all these golden words are implemented because these words are, you may say that, fine, why do I need it? Well, you do need it because these golden words, once again, talk a lot about you before you actually present yourself on the dining table, right? Or you actually show people what your dining skills are made of. make sure that you place your words and play with your words properly so that it puts a good first impression on the host or the guest, right? Well, a lot of points to follow after this. However, if you want to know those points, well, you can connect with me. And as you know, dining etiquette is a very practical thing to do. So, if at all you're interested in dining, don't forget to get in touch with me and we can go out for dining and, of course, learn more about it, right? I'll see you next time. Until then, take care and, of course, make sure that you improve on your dining skills and be the sophisticated person and the best person wherever you be, whichever feast you feast on, right? I'll see you next time. Until then, take care.